Yo, what is up, people? And welcome one more time to the Max Factor. The Max Factor is named after my dad for one reason. My dad always taught me, be your freaking best, try your hardest, reach your potential, strive for excellence, but above all, discover the one thing in your life. Be one of those lucky individuals that is fortunate enough to find the one thing in your life that you're so passionate about that you literally jump out of bed in the morning, excited and energized to go to a place that some people call work, but you call it your life's freaking mission. And I could tell you, I am one of those most fortunate people. Why? Because every single day I wake up in the morning and not only do I get to jump out of bed and go to a place that I absolutely love because I'm doing fantastic work for incredible people, helping people make amazing changes in their lives, but I'm surrounded by other people who also are excited, jacked out of their skulls. These people are on a friggin' mission to make a difference in their own lives and even more importantly, in the lives of every single person that they touch and reach through their business. And today I have none other than the one and only, this is a unique individual, the one and only Ron friggin' Adelstein from the Clinton Max Challenge Center. I give it up for him. I mean, there's nobody else here to clap.
I'll clap.
Today, we'll both clap.
I didn't know my middle name was freaking, but I'll take it. What's up, guys? Ron Adelstein, the Max Challenge of Clinton. I'm in the life-changing business. And I'm proud to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. So let's talk about that a little bit because your main gig is financial industry type stuff, right?
Yes.
And so how the heck, I think you were at a barbecue or something, right?
Yeah. So I've been in the, I got out of college. There was no jobs. It was like a recession. I stumbled kind of onto Wall Street and I've been there ever since and I love it. A lot of action. Fitness was always my passion, something that I always took care of myself and I always helped others take care of themselves. So anyway, make a long story short, to answer your question, I was at a party, my cousin's 51st or 52nd party in Marlboro. And all of his friends, they all own franchises.
In Marlboro?
In Marlboro, yeah. So anyway,
You schlepped all the way to Marlboro?
I schlepped all the way to Marlboro. You believe that?
That's sick.
Yeah, so anyway, so I met Amy. And so my cousin's like, yeah, you know, this girl, Amy, she's going to stop by. You should talk to her. She's also kind of a fitness person. She eats really clean. Boom, boom, boom. Anyway, so we had after like 4 drinks deep, I had a conversation with her, and then she was talking to me about how, so I have this franchise called the Max Challenge and does really well, and we measure people's foods, and then I looked at her plate, and they had a lot of good food there, and she had, no carbs, she was eating clean. I look at her, I'm like, wow. And I made a mental note to my wife. I said, remember this Max Challenge? I never heard of it before.
That's crazy.
I just kind of want to look at it the next day. Because I always wanted to get into the fitness business from an ownership perspective, and of course you think about a big box gym, but anyway, make a long story short, the next day I went on Google, I started typing it in, I started researching the brand, and then I got in contact with you guys. I spoke with Carrie, then I went. So one day I go to Toys R Us in Hazlitt with my son. I think it was like on a Saturday. And I go to, true story, I go to Toys R Us and then I see this Max Challenge. I didn't even know there was one in Hazlitt. And I see there's like 25 people outside of this place. And they're all smiling and talking, they're like good energy. And I'm walking with my kid, with my wife, and I swear it's true. I said, Lauren, take them in. I just want to go talk to some of these people. Like, what the hell's going on? They're not going in. They're all standing outside.
That's
and
amazing.
They all were smiling, which was strange, Like, who the hell smiles when they go to the gym, It's like, sucks, Anyway, so I just kind of looked around. Nobody was inside. They were all standing. And I'm like, so, I asked a couple of people, so what's this all about? And 2-minute conversation, and I walked away, and I said, I really got to look at this now. Like, this is interesting. And that's kind of how it started. The more I looked at it, I just said to myself, wow, there's nothing on the face of the earth that you're going to get trained properly, you're going to get a nutrition plan, and you're going to get a tremendous amount of accountability. So I liked the model, and the more I started looking at it, then I decided, let me do some classes. I started doing the classes, and I always worked out with weights. I've been working out for years. I used to be a personal trainer. So I figured this shit's going to be easy, man, you know? And I did a class in Hazlitt at 6 o'clock in the morning. I remember getting up, and I'm schlepping my way there. It's like 5:45 in the morning. I'm saying, what the hell am I doing, man? And Mark, he beat me up really good. It was a great class. It was an upper body class. And then he said to me, you should come and do cardio. It's crazy. And I was like, I'm like, holy. And I started doing classes. And then I got a hold of the nutrition plan. I wanted to see the merchandise, man. And, you know, it's funny. I got to be looking over here. Anyway, so when I saw like carb cycling, these are all things I know. So I said, wow, these are smart people behind this. A lot of times you see programs and it's just bullshit. It's not real. It's not, there's no substance behind it. So when I saw how they were cycling fats, cycling carbs, it told me that these people have a brain. They understand the body and what the body needs. And anyway, so make a long story short, I inquired and I signed up.
The rest is history. Yeah. So a lot of people, they have this idea to start a business, whether it's a franchise or their own business, or they want to even switch careers, or maybe even people who just want to make any change in their life, like get in better shape, lose weight. It's February now, January, February.
Yeah.
Popular time for people to have these thoughts. But the majority of people, they don't act on those thoughts. And action is really the difference between making something a dream or making it reality.
Right.
Here you are, and not only did you take action on the fulfillment of your dream and make it a reality that you're a business owner. I mean, that's step one, right?
Yes.
But I have to say, like, that's the easy part, because there's a lot of people that even do that.
It's
right?
easy to write the check for $40,000 to Mr. Brian Klein, right? But the hard part is doing the work. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, it's just, but but even before that, let's talk about that in a minute, the work part. But even before that, what's the difference? Like, this is a guy who in less than a year built your center up to just about 300 members. That's substantial. It's a lot of people that you're helping. What's the driving force? What gets you up in the morning to, like you would say, you're a big Grant Cardone fan, you 10x it. You know, you're not in this to have 100 people at the end of the year. 300 people, and it's not even the end of the year yet.
I'm actually upset that I only have what I have. And other people will look at me and say, you're crazy, you're arrogant. You know, it has nothing to do with that. I operate off of fear. You know, fear.
But let's get it straight. You are crazy.
100%. I'm 100%. Yeah. I'm like
crazy good. Though.
Yeah. I'm extremely disciplined on how I live my life, to a point where sometimes my wife just can't take it. Like, every night I set up a station of everything that I put in my protein shake. And so what she'll do at night is she'll go and move it around and mess it all up for me. You know, so I'm regimented because I don't waste my time. And I fell in love with the business model. But more than that, I think it comes down. So what gets me out of bed is one thing and one thing only: belief. I believe in me. I believe that I could do it. I could do it at a high level. That's not to sound arrogant. If I can help another person or franchisees, you have to believe in you. You have to believe that you can do it. But belief doesn't just, that's just the first step. Then you got to have a plan of action, and then you got to work backwards with that plan of action. So the first thing I think that to get out of bed is you got to have belief in yourself that you can make it happen, and you got to really love it. You got to love it, because it's going to get hard. And it's going to, there's plenty of times we've done trial classes, and I marketed it. We ran around back and forth. I'm schlepping back and forth to Clinton. It's an hour ride, man. And you know what? One person enrolled.
So putting this into perspective, right? You got a family. You're a family man.
Yeah.
You spend time with your kid. I mean, that's your number one priority. I see that every time I'm with you. This is a passionate guy, right? So he wears his heart on his sleeve. He cares deeply about his kid, right?
That's my everything.
And that's number one.
What's up, Lee? I love you, buddy.
That's number one. Then number two, you know, this is a goal-oriented individual who already has a business.
Yes.
That takes full-time effort. Full-time effort, right?
Yeah, it does.
And then number three, you've got a second business, and that business is literally, did you say an hour and a half or an hour?
On a good day with no traffic, 50 minutes, but hour.
So it's an hour from his house. Now, people wake up every freaking day and they say, I don't have the time, I don't have the energy, I don't have, you know, and I've heard the saying, like, it's not a matter of resources, it's a matter of resourcefulness.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So what would you say? Like, how do you flip that? It's a matter, in my mind, you got to flip a switch, right?
Yeah.
And you got to say, like, this isn't a matter of it's too far from my house. This isn't a matter of I don't have enough time. This isn't even a matter of I don't have enough money. This is a matter of investing the time that I have, investing the money that I have, investing the energy that I have in a more productive manner.
Yeah.
I would imagine that when you're there, if you're there for an hour, if you're there for 2 hours, if you're there for 3 hours, whatever it is, you're not dilly-dallying. You know,
I'm trying to maximize every single second that I'm there. Every single second. And to kind of get back to your point, I actually get off on something being very difficult. So for example, if I got to be there like 5:30 in the morning, it requires me to get up at 3 in the morning. It's pretty painful and it's not easy. But I actually get off on it because most people are sleeping. And so for me, that builds character, that builds strength. The more pain that I go through, the more stress, it actually makes me stronger to a point where you start thinking you're King Kong, that you could do anything. So I think when things come, you don't learn anything through your success. You learn through through pain, failure, and fear. To me, so that's my biggest motivator. So I actually sometimes it does suck. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you like, oh, shoot, I got to schlep. It's an hour freaking ride. But I love it. When I'm there, man, I have a great old time. But it's extremely productive. I don't want to waste my time. I know when I go there what I'm looking to do, who I'm looking to speak to, and also with what is my end game. You got to know what your end game is for, especially in business. You're going to have fun and this, that, but you got to know you're running a business. And you run a business, you want to make money, or else if you don't enroll people, you're doing a disservice to the community, but you're also doing a disservice to your business. So that's the most important thing, is to get people in the door so they can experience just an amazing opportunity for them to get healthy, feel better, look better, and then spread that love to the community. So that's what I do best. So yeah, the ride there, this, that, and yeah, it sucks. So what? You know what? I don't make excuses. Period.
I have to tell you, yeah, you don't make excuses, but in you talking and the words that are coming out of your mouth, I get jacked up. I'll tell you why.
Thanks.
Serious.
I get jacked up from you.
I'll tell you why, though. This is the nugget of gold that I hope every freaking person watching this, like if there's franchise owners watching this, I hope they get this piece. If there's just business owners out there, I hope that they get this piece and they remember where they got it, right? But this is it. This is what I got out of it. Most people, they wake up in the freaking morning, and you know what they do? They look at it as a hassle. They look at it as an inconvenience. They look at it as you're flipping it around. You might initially wake up and say, okay, this is a hassle, this is an inconvenience, this is a drag, I've only got 4 hours sleep, whatever it is. But you flip it around right away. And what is Ron doing? I could tell right from what he saw. He's saying, this is a challenge. This is making me freaking stronger. I'm going to literally be like freaking King Kong and be able to be so damn strong. I'm going to be able to smash through any goal when I do this for a year and train myself to operate on less sleep and still achieve all of my goals.
100%. You have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. You get what I'm saying? You have to almost. This is going to sound crazy, but I run another business that most people would have. The people that I started with, they're long gone. Wall Street's a very tough place. You can make good money, but what you're going to go through is going to test you on every level. That it's just not for everybody, and you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable at all times. When I'm actually comfortable, when things are really good, I'm not going to use the word depressed. I never get depressed, but I don't feel right. Like something's not right. I operate off of the uncertainty. That's just how I operate. I'm actually very comfortable being in very uncomfortable situations.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, which is strange. It does cause me some complications in my personal life. It's not the best way to operate, but from a business standpoint, that's how I was just trained to be that way at a young age.
Yeah. And one thing I notice is that you expect excellence, nothing but the best from yourself and from the people around you. And I know for a fact, like I see it. I see the employees, right? And I mean, I deal with all sorts of business owners, not just in the Max Challenge, but I mean, my entire world is business owners, right? Every friend that I have, business owner. All of my mentors and all the people I mentee and my entire world, business owners. The only people I hang around with, business owners, right? Yeah. And I tell you, one thing a lot of these people say over and over again, they're like, I can't find good people. I can't find good people. I can't find... You don't find good people.
It's an excuse. It's nonsense.
You attract them when you've got high standards, and that's what I feel is happening for you.
Three things I think are very important: energy, excitement, enthusiasm. Right? And your people need to see that from whoever the leader is. So if I come in and I'm like this, what do we got to do today? My energy is low, my excitement is low, my enthusiasm, that carries to your staff. But when you're pumped up and you're excited, even when you're not excited, but that's how you have to be. And what happens is you attract people that are attracted to that. So if you're boring and mundane and you're a complainer and you're lazy and you're not detail oriented, you're going to create a staff that's lazy, mundane, not detail-oriented, and a failing business. And then you're going to say, well, why? Because it's like anything else, like a baseball team. It all starts with the top, man. Who's the manager, then the players. So you have to be a leader. You have to lead from the front line, and you have to be energetic, man. You have to be excited even when you're not really excited. You just have to be that way. And what's going to happen is you're going to attract those types of people. And sometimes you're going to get people that's not who they are, and then they'll eventually be that way because they're going to be around you, and it just becomes, that energy becomes intoxicating.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like they're like, what the F? Like, holy, this guy's nuts. And I want them to think that. So I want to be around a bunch of maniacs at all times. Really, it's the truth. I mean,
it's awesome.
Because what's going to happen is they're going to go to bat for you, and they're going to work hard, and they're all going to be pumped up and excited, and that's the key. Uh-oh.
Good one.
Hey, by the way, off topic. I'm really excited that Bryan got me a Max Challenge. That's freaking yarmulke. Hey, Mom.
No, right. Make sure to put it on right. You got to have it. Oh, wait a minute. Hey.
Holy cow.
Oh, jeez. I messed up Ron's hair. I don't know how.
It's all right.
There we go. We got Ron's yarmulke.
Hey, here it is. 10 million people are going to see this, Mom. I'll leave it here. All right, enough with the yarmulke.
Maybe we should both wear yarmulkes through the whole thing. We could wrap to fill in. We could do the whole.
For my bar mitzvah, I went to KFC.
Maybe we could sell these to bar mitzvah aged kids. This is a hot commodity.
I can sell that.
Anybody who wants a Max Challenge branded yarmulke, simply call the corporate office and we will mail out to you a Max Challenge branded yarmulke.
908-627-7020. These are the best yarmulkes. If you're on the market for a yarmulke, I will tell you that these are the most comfortable.
They're very comfortable, and they're also hypoallergenic. So if you haven't noticed, there's a lining on the inside which protects the top of your head from the allergens that sometimes could seep through a traditional yarmulke.
You won't have to take Allegra.
Yes. But in all seriousness, I mean, one other thing that I think a lot of people don't realize, it's like you can never shut off. You've always, what do they call that? ABS, always be selling, always be closing. And it's, you know, like if you notice, like Ron shows up today. I purposely didn't wear my branded stuff today. Why? Because I knew I was going to get on camera with a guy who was going to be totally maxed out, right? Like he would do enough promoting for the both of us, right? He's got his, water bottle. We've got yarmulkes. I've got, it's like always be selling. I think you gotta forget that shit too. It's the basics done extremely well.
You know what? It's funny what you just said because most people are afraid to sell. They think it's like a dirty word, right? And that actually, but you're selling every day. You're selling. If you have children, you're trying to get them to do something. You're enticing them. You're selling your wife. Everything. It's not a dirty word. Remember one thing: if you don't enroll people and you're afraid to push somebody, you're gonna have a failing business, and you're not gonna help that person. And when you help that one person, they go home and they tell 3 people. Could be their kids, their spouse, and then they tell their in-laws, and then the in-laws tell the friends. You help one person, it leads to 50 people knowing about you. So think about that every time you don't push that person to really do the right thing for themselves, there's 100 other people you're not talking to. So I think the most important thing you should focus on is getting people in the door. Because, actually, I'll say this, and this is to compliment you. What shocks me about this whole thing is that the Max Challenge is not worldwide. This is the greatest thing on the face of the earth. I believe that. That's what motivates me in the morning. Listen, artificial intelligence is not going to ruin the fitness business because you still got to get up and work out. It may eliminate an accountant or a lawyer, but it's not going to do anything to the fitness business. What an opportunity. 1 out of 2 people are obese. You know who my competition is? It ain't F45 or Orange Theory or any of these places. If they open next door to me, I could care less. My real competition, which is a scary thing, is McDonald's, KFC, Burger King, Coke, Pepsi, Snickers, because they got big marketing budget. They got billions of dollars to ruin the public, right? With obesity, diabetes, heart attack. These companies are killing our people. So we have an opportunity. I have the opportunity in Clinton, and Bryan has it worldwide. Think about that. World freaking wide, to take this amazing product and service that we offer, which is freaking amazing, and really just bring it everywhere. Like, this is an opportunity. 1 out of 2 people, it could be a customer of mine. So if you're out there and you're watching this video and you may think I'm crazy, I am. 908-627-7020. Don't hesitate.
Always be selling. So, like, tell the thing that makes us different than freaking anything else on the face of the earth. And that, like, Ron believes it, I believe it, and I'll tell you who else, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there's no question in my mind believes this, and that's every single one of those members in Ron's place. Because the service that they're getting, it's like not anything even close to what they're getting in any of those other places. The retros, the metro gyms, the Planet Fitnesses, not even to mention the other small group training. I said the other. First of all, we're not small group training. We're large, immensely sized group training, right? Like, we've got a lot of people in these classes. But the one thing that we provide that none of them do is results. It's results.
People want results, man. I mean, people are paying. Remember one thing, it's like, the big box gym is a commodity. Eventually it's going to be $5 a month or $0, and you're going to sign up at a big box gym and they're going to give you a protein. You'll be responsible for having one protein shake a month, or it'll be like $5. It's a commodity, right? It's like the S-curve theory. It's a dead business. They're not helping anybody, and it's the little whippersnappers like us that are coming in, results driven. People want to change. And look what they're up against. If you drive down where I live, Route 35, I'm passing 5 McDonald's, a Taco Bell. That stuff is delicious and addictive. That's the true competition. And so, look, you got to do it. There's no place, like I said, that I haven't seen it, where you're going to get amazing training. You're going to be around people that are passionate, that really care. And I can only speak for Clinton. I'm sure it's like this in a lot of places, but I want to provide massive value, well beyond just, a lot of people do great training class. I could do a great class anywhere. But that's not what this is about. This is about personal development. A lot of people could give you a good nutrition plan. They give you a pamphlet, read this, don't do this, do that. We are going to give you personal attention. We care. We're going to listen to your story. We're going to listen to your challenges, because I don't believe in problems, but challenges could always be overcome. And the most important thing, we're going to provide a solution to the problem. And I think that's what's so special about what we do, because it's not just about what happens physically. We all want to look better, feel better, but it's also how you feel, emotionally. And look, it's a powerful thing. I'm really passionate about it. For me, this is easy because I know how powerful this is, and it's solving a major problem. When you solve a problem on a grand scale, you're going to be successful.
What would you say to somebody, that person that lives on Route 35, they're driving down this road and they're going past those 5 McDonald's, they're going past those 25 Dunkin' Donuts, they're going past the Taco Bells, and they're not driving by. They're actually not going past. They're stopping, and they're eating this crap for breakfast, they're eating it for lunch, they're eating pizza for dinner, and it's affecting their life in a really negative way, and they feel trapped. They feel like they can't make a difference in their life. Like, is there some words of encouragement that you give them to say, like, you've got to give this a try, you've got to, what would you say to this person?
You have to look within yourself, look in the mirror, and say to yourself, enough's enough. These companies are getting rich. They're rich already. They have billions upon billions of dollars in an ad budget to continue to convince you to eat this junk. And we're all getting sucked into it. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, enough's enough, and take action. Make the small investment. If you think about it, you can enroll at the max 10 weeks is $399. Maybe some areas a little bit more, a little bit less. It's pennies. It's nothing. That $400 over 10 weeks can literally change your life. I know it. I see it in my facility, and I see it. Sometimes it's unbelievable to me. I don't dwell on it too much because we're on a mission to keep pushing, but spend the little amount of money. Look at your budget of what you spend money on every day. Starbucks, $3 a day. 1,000 calories with all the junk that they put in. Times 7 is $21. Times in 1 month, you could be spending $100 on coffee that really is junk. It's all so spend the money. It's a small investment. Invest in you. Most people don't invest in themselves. That's the shocking thing, really. So really, fall in love with you. Make a small investment, because that's what it is, and do it. And don't just do it for you. Find out what motivates you. What is your why? Sometimes your why is, for me, my why is not about me. It's about my son. Your why could be about you, but find out what is your driving force. That's the most important thing. What is your desire? What is your passion? And then make that change. Because what happens when and you've said it a lot of times, that when you have energy and you feel good, you're able to take action. When you take action, you can accomplish things in your life that you never thought possible. And that's what this is about.
That is 100% true, right? It starts like one freaking step at a time, right? You have energy, you could take action, right? When you take action, you're going to achieve your goals.
Yep.
And then you come back to the beginning. You continue. You have energy, you could take even deeper action, stronger action, then you could achieve higher goals. But
yep.
I think piece of it is this too, is I heard this once, that people are more willing to take action in order to avoid pain than to gain pleasure, right? Like most people focus on what they want. Like, you said before that, your driving force is fear, what you don't want, right? And I think that's really important to be in touch with that, because most people are like, I want to lose 5 pounds. I want to lose 10 pounds. I want to lose 20 pounds. I mean, most of those people who say that, really, they should probably, set their goal to lose 10, 20, 40, 60, whatever, right? Like people usually shoot too low.
Yeah.
But really the main thing is that it's what they want, to look better in a bathing suit, not what they don't want. They should be more in tune with the fear piece of it. Like
100%.
They don't want to die. They don't
want
want diabetes. They don't want their toes cut off from poor health for so many years, not managing type 2 diabetes or whatever it is. Like really get freaking morbid about it.
You know what? I'll say something, because I'm reading about David Goggins, who's a decorated Navy SEAL, and he says, fall in love with the suck. Look every single day in your life. What is painful and what sucks? And then do it with a smile. You get what I'm saying? So if it means I'm going to run 5 miles at 5 o'clock in the morning, and all of a sudden the alarm goes off and you don't get up. Get up. It sucks. Whatever is painful in that day, if you have to make a phone call that maybe is not, it could be business, it could be, or, whatever it is. Whatever is creating that discomfort, friction is good.
I love that. That's awesome.
When you have friction, if you don't have any friction in your life, you're not making, the other side of pain is paradise. So whatever you fear is what you should be attacking right away, because that's what kind of builds character to a point where, listen, being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. Being an owner of the Max Challenge requires a lot of work. So don't look at me and say, wow, I have plenty of sleepless nights like all yous. But you have to push yourself day in and day out. You have to believe, and you have to gravitate towards what's going to create some discomfort, because that's where you're going to progress the most.
That's awesome. I think also, I'm going to use the word, it's a bad word, I guess hate, like hate. Like you were talking about those big companies, right?
Yeah.
And they've got billions of dollars. In fact, not just billions and billions of dollars for advertising, but they literally have food scientists that are designing these foods so that, the commercial, you can't have one. Like people laugh, but you freaking can have one, because there's a genius on the other end of this formula who's getting paid millions of dollars just to put in just the right amount of fat and chemicals, whatever.
Yeah.
And he don't give a shit about you or your kids or anything. And they wouldn't feed this stuff to their kids no matter what, because they know what it does.
I got to tell you something, because you just sparked a funny thought, an interesting thought. I really clean in my house. Like my son, like I make quinoa and broccoli chicken. This kid drinks protein shakes. He just turned 5. One day we were going to this party, me and my wife, and he was hungry, and because he didn't eat that day, we picked him up from school. Make a long story short, he wanted a hamburger. We stopped right before this party at Burger King. Yeah, Burger King. I never eat that crap, and we never feed it to him. But we had to get him something just to hold him over. He wanted a hamburger. True story. I watched him carefully. I wanted to see what he was going to do with this hamburger. And you know what? Here's a kid who eats super healthy. He's watching his father like go to the workout, and just that's all we talk about. He freaking loved it. Mommy, I want another one. And it hit me like, wow. these are very savvy people behind these brands that are making products that here's a kid who comes from a health conscious family, but yet the minute he eats that crap, because it's crap, and they're not doing good for society. They're only punishing society, and it's hurting us because look what the health insurance companies. That's another story. But he loved it, and he Mommy, I want another one. We didn't get him another one. We went to that party, and then he ate over there. But to your point, yes, these are savvy, smart, sophisticated people that are making foods that are addictive. That if I eat, I would think it's delicious. And you know what? You have a bad day, you start getting down on yourself, and before you know it, you're eating 20 chicken McNuggets. And then you do it again and again and again, and it's cheap, it's not expensive, right? And then people wonder why they get sick. It's just a vicious cycle. And it's a shame that everything is about money. These companies have no responsibility. So it is our obligation, and that's what I tell my staff. When I say we're on a mission, I don't BS people. Like I actually, as crazy as I think, and it's freaking crazy, I believe that I'm going to touch every single person in Huntington County, that they have to do this. That's what I tell people. I have people on the phone. This is true. You know what I tell them? Close your eyes when I'm enrolling them. They think I'm crazy. I said, no, tell me what. This is the present. You want to know what the presentation is? Brian, close your eyes.
Want me to do this?
I want you to do it right now.
I'll do it.
Brian, close your eyes. Any limiting belief that you have right now in your mind, I want you to wipe out. Wipe it out. Now open your eyes. And that's it. And now I go right into it. I tell them, whatever is stopping you, all the bullshit excuses that you tell yourself, wipe it out. And then I tell them why this program, why they have to do it. And I don't take no for an answer. I don't.
But this is freaking huge. It's huge because it taps into something that is absolutely powerful. And if each and every person who's watching this, I don't even freaking care if they're in China, if they're in Australia, if they're in a place that we're just not yet, right?
Yet.
They should, not yet, because we will be every single place on the face of the earth. But the fact of the matter is,
I believe that.
These companies, they're taking advantage of people. And people should tap into that energy next time they drive by McDonald's, not fall into the trap, but realize you're part of somebody else's plan to buy a whole bunch of shit for themselves and their families that we'll never have. Like we're talking about jet airplanes, yachts with helicopters on it, private islands, that type of money. And this lifestyle is fueled by one thing: selling crap to people that they just don't need. People should keep that at the front of their freaking minds and think twice before they make these decisions on a daily basis.
And what's accelerating the obesity level even more is you go and now you eat all this junk, and now you have Facebook, which is like the new cigarette company. It's an addictive product. So you're eating all this stuff, and now you're sitting on a phone all day long. And that's, the generation is different. When I grew up, we played in the courtyard and played sports. Now when I see 14, 15-year-old kids, I went a couple of years, I didn't take a vacation last summer because we opened, right? You say don't go away in a year, man. I didn't go away, dude. Listen, you can't. You want to be successful, you can't. But I went to Mexico 2 years ago. Beautiful, we're in Cancun, and I'm having dinner, and I made a note. I looked at everybody. Families, everybody's dressed up, and you know what they're doing? Here's what they're doing. They're doing this.
They're texting on the phone.
They're on the phone. They're addicted to this thing. So between all the junk that you're eating and then this, you're done. And so the
sedentary lifestyle.
Yeah, the market is so massive, massive. This market is the greatest market for fitness. That's why I got into it, because I knew this before I got involved with the Max Challenge. Because literally 1 out of 2 people is a customer. 1 out of 2. And there really is no competition. Another fitness center is not my competition, because if you outwork them, then that's it. They're done. So if you're omnipresent, you're everywhere, and you work hard, that's not your real competition. Like I said, is Pepsi's, Coke, is all these massive brands that are just wreaking havoc on the community. And the insurance companies love them. The doctors love them. You ever go to the doctor? You got to wait a half hour. I went to the doctor a couple of days ago when Lauren was sick. We were in the waiting room for a half hour. And then she gets in, and then she comes out in 30 seconds. So they make you wait a half hour. Then they don't even look at you. They give you a prescription. Then you get a bill for $200. with insurance that I pay. I'll tell you what I pay. I pay $1,200 a month. I used to pay $1,800 a month. $1,200 for a family of 3. I'm self-employed. My business, I have another. I'm self-employed. $1,200 a month. Ridiculous. It's a travesty what's happening. And for me, getting involved, doing what I'm doing, is to take a stand. Of course, I want to make money. We start a business. If that's not on your mind, you'll fail. You have to.
Any business you start, you got to make money, or otherwise it's a hobby and it fades away.
So this
becomes zero.
Becomes nothing, exactly. So you're number one. Look, you want to have a profitable business, but deeper than that is you want to help a lot of people, not 50 people, not 100 people, not 200 people, a lot of people, and that's what we plan on doing.
That's awesome. I'll tell you the other thing that we do extraordinarily well. It links into everything that you talked about today that's made you successful as a parent, that's made you successful as a business person, every aspect of life. You know, in the Max Challenge...
By the way, I'm sorry to cut you off. There's plenty of things I fail at.
A lot of us fail. We all fail. I mean, we started with that, right? Like, before we even started, we were talking about, like, anybody who's achieved anything in their life that says that they've never failed or that they don't have trepidation or
they're
fear
lying. They're lying.
Is full of it. It's part of success.
Yeah.
But the thing that this program does for people is it puts them, in a positive state of mind, right? Like right from the kickoff to the first class, all the way to then in week 5 to the board-breaking experience, all the way through, it puts them in a positive state of mind. But even more so then, step by step, we're helping them develop references in their mind that helps people believe, yeah, I can do it, right? Like, you know, these are people who maybe have, most of the people have just enough courage. Many of them never exercised before in their lives.
Yeah, yeah.
So they muster up this courage. They call Ron on the phone, or they call one of our other centers on the phone. Ron convinces them, gives them just enough courage to show up to the kickoff. They get fired up at the kickoff. That gives them enough courage to get to Monday. Then they come to Monday, and they're encouraged to come to Tuesday. At the end of Tuesday, they're fired up. They're encouraged to come to Wednesday. Wednesday, they're sore as hell. Sore as hell, yeah. Right? Because they've never exercised. But now they're encouraged to come Thursday. Then freaking Friday comes, and guess what happens after the class on Friday? They look at their little calendar where they check off that they came 5 days in a row, and now they have references, life experiences. They have a life experience that says, holy shit, I exercised 5 days in a week. I overcame the soreness. I overcame the butterflies in my stomach, the lump in my throat. Yeah. And that's what David Goggins was talking about. They're exercising the muscle of discipline. They're exercising the muscle of courage. That's week 1. Now I'm going to take them through week 2, week 3, week 4. What do you think happens at the end of 10 weeks? These are freaking people. They're reinvented.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you go from somebody who's, all of a sudden, 10 weeks. They go from people who, never exercise, driving through eating all this crappy food, eating pizza for dinner, subs for lunch, McDonald's egg whatever's for breakfast with, I think they even have syrup on this now, like,
horrible,
it's syrupy, whatever, right? And now they're people who eat nutritiously and exercise regularly and couldn't imagine not doing exercise and good nutrition on a regular daily basis. Totally reinvent themselves from the inside out.
100%. And to add to that, I think equally as more powerful, and what I see is a lot of these folks come in, you don't know their story, their real story, how they grew up. And then they come into this environment where you're telling them they're special, you care, keep pushing, we care about you, you're doing great. A lot of these folks never were told that as children, as adults. And that, when somebody says to you, Bryan, you're doing a great job, that makes you feel good. And people want to feel good. That develops your psyche. That's personal development. This is not a weight loss facility. You could go lose weight at Weight Watchers. You could go anywhere to lose weight. This is going to transform you, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally. You're going to feel better. You're going to look better, but you're going to feel better about yourself. When you're around 10 people that tell you you're great and that they're telling you you're special and that you can do it,
then you back it up with those references. So it's not like people just whatever, right? It's not like people are just telling you you're great, you're wonderful, whatever. But you went 5 days in a row. you really are great.
You earned
You went 5 days in a row. Yeah. You really, truly are great, because if you keep sending these BS messages to your mind, like just repeating to yourself, I am great, I am wonderful, I am fantastic, and people keep telling you this, unless you back that up 100%. With some sort of action and data to say, you are really freaking great. Right. You really are wonderful. This week, you're changing your life. You didn't go to McDonald's once. You change your thing. You know what starts to happen then too? People's taste buds literally change.
They can't eat that crap anymore.
They can't eat it. And they start to like the foods that are better for them. Yeah. It's absolutely amazing. Yeah. It's amazing.
And if they do, look, not everyone shows up, right? We have something called lost sheep, right? And we call these folks. And am I going to tell them they're wonderful and they never show up, right? You get what you earn. You got to earn it. But we're going to encourage you. We're going to be there for you. We're going to support you in a real special way that's from our hearts. And that's just not in Clinton. That's everywhere. That's just the culture. So look, it's a special place. And I don't think we even realize how special it is sometimes, because we can solve such a massive problem. Really, it's just about...
And it's not even can. I mean, we were on the same page with this, I know. We are solving.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Every day, I mean, you're getting stories of people that have made these absolutely incredible changes in their lives. I mean, literally every day.
Every day. It's unbelievable. Like, even I'm just starting out. I'm only open like a little over 6 months. I look at it sometimes like, holy cow, it's astonishing. You know what I mean? But I focus on really the mission, which ultimately is find out what the problem is and solve it, and then provide massive, make sure that the value exceeds what people are paying by a long shot.
Which that is happening tenfold. Like I always say, it's $100 a month, let's say, it's $99 a month. Let's give them $299 worth of service for $99.
100%.
There's absolutely no question in anybody's mind that what they're getting is absolutely amazing and extraordinary. And I'll tell you, it's like, they're really, truly, it's beyond. A couple of words that you said at some point when we were talking were that this is a personal development program. It truly is. Yeah. And I can tell you, it's like when you crush it in one area of your life, it spills over into other areas of your life.
100%.
When you start every day with a win, when you go to the max or you go to the gym, and you're doing that on a daily basis, and at the end of the week, you're looking back and you're saying, man, like, I'm unstoppable. This is incredible. I did this 5 days in a row. I did it in spite of the soreness. I did it in spite of the fact that everybody was trying to distract me and have me do other things that were maybe seemingly more fun in the short run, but I stuck with it, and I really do feel great after that. And then when you have a business opportunity, you're gonna have that inner power to say, I can do this. I could go through this and apply the level of energy, the level of enthusiasm, the level of discipline that's necessary to achieve results, because you know how to give yourself those life references that step by step by step build you up till you really are at the point of unfreaking stoppable. And I'll tell you, that's how we get this thing, that's how we are getting this thing to be nationwide. Now, literally we conquered New Jersey. New Jersey's, it's sold out. There's no more locations opening up in New Jersey. That's it. Done.
That's a great thing.
Staten Island. Staten Island.
That means the value's
no more
going
location. Yeah. Staten Island. No more locations.
Yeah.
Right?
That's awesome.
But now we keep marching up that northeast corridor, marching down till you take it town by town, street by street.
There's no difference between California and New Jersey. What's the difference? It's California, New Jersey. If you're sold out in New Jersey, you'll be sold out in California. It's all in your mind.
No doubt about it.
That's how
No doubt about it. And I think anybody listening, like if you. I've got friends there in the food service industry. They have food businesses. They're luckily clean eating food businesses, right? But these guys, I'll tell you, like it's mindset set. 100%. They're crushing it. Yeah. I mean, you're talking about people who are taking their business from a little thing that they're literally selling healthy meals out of the back of their car, right?
Eat clean,
bro, man. This guy's crushing it. He's going to be on this thing next week or the week after. I don't know.
I remember. It's funny because
it's going nationwide.
Years ago, I live on Route 35 in Middletown, and I was taking my son to school one day, and I saw the billboard. I didn't know what it was. This is years ago, and it said "Eat Clean, Bro," and it just when I see great marketing. Like, I appreciate it. And I said, wow, who's behind that? That is a fantastic name for Eat Clean Bro. And then, you know, I researched it and I said, oh, shoot, that's a meal prep service. That name is going to go viral, you know, and it did, you know.
Yeah, it did. And it's going even further.
And by the way, the food is fantastic because I order the food. Listen, I'm congruent with the brand. You know, when I'm there, I'll tell you what I do. I'm not really behind a desk because that's not what I do. I'm engaging, but I'm working out in the classes because I want to get in shape. That's just the way I train. I don't go to a gym. I used to go to a gym, but I do the classes. When I'm not in Clinton doing a class, I'm in Hazlitt or I'm in Shrewsbury because I love the training and it's transformed me. I'm 45. I think I'm probably in the best shape of my life. And it's because not only do I do the training, but I do the diet, dude. So for me right now, I'm on stage too.
That's awesome.
So and I do it consistently.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because I want to get really lean with the summer. So I said, let me ramp the metabolism, eat a lot of food, and now I'm going to go into stage 3 on Monday. And I never felt better. And I'm somebody that's been working out for years. So I know that this is the best that's out there because I've been training people and I've been training myself since I'm 18, I'm 45. So there's a lot of experience. So I know when something is great, and this is not great, it's extraordinary.
That's awesome. You know what, man? Like, this has been a total blast. I had an extreme amount
It's over?
of fun.
Holy cow, man. That's it?
Well, that was like an hour at least. At least an hour.
That was an hour?
Yeah, thank you to anybody who's still listening to us. This has been awesome.
Awesome. Hey, I want to thank. This is a special guy, and he's a good man, and I know that, and that's why I got involved. And this is for anybody watching. I hope this video gets 25 million views because it should. And if you're watching, and if you have doubts, don't say no to yourself. Don't say no to your children. Don't say no to your spouse. Don't say no to your future. Say yes. Enroll in this program, whether it's in Clinton, 908-627-7020, or it's in another location. Don't say no to your dreams and don't say no to your future. Say yes. Do it for you. The changes that you will make, I'm telling you, will exceed your wildest expectations. Thank you for having me on this podcast. And look, I think we did better than Elon Musk and Joe Rogan. That's my opinion.
Ready?
And boom. We end it with a boom. Boom.
Boom.